iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway here in Nashville, Tennessee. Downtown, heart of the city here at the fairgrounds to play host here to the Rev eSports 100. For the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series here, presented by Red Light Racing. I'll be your host here tonight in the virtual Turn 3 studios. My name is Roger Muth. We are glad to have all you race fans here tonight for what should be one heck of a race. 4 races already in the season, and we have 3 winners. Max Terrell has 2 wins to his name, with A.J. Hamill, of course, winning the season opener, and Dalton Williamson being able to park it in victory lane once here. So those are the 3 winners. They are sitting 1, 2, and 4 in that championship standings. The middleman that has not broken into victory lane, but he has 3 top 10s this season, that is Sean Single. Tonight, we will go racing, though, for 100 laps, and that points championship battle right now, your top 5 drivers, because you got to throw Justin McDuff, who is 5th in the championship standings coming in. He is just 19 points out of first place. 8 points between Max Terrell and A.J. Hamill. So there's going to be a lot of movement that could happen here tonight if something were to happen, because there is 28 drivers that are logged in and registered to go racing here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. We got to thank you, race fans, for tuning in. Of course, we got to thank the guys over at Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. If you're up in the Ayer area in Massachusetts, make sure to stop by the friendly staff over there at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. They have all the parts to fix your car to keep you on the road and running right. Locally owned small business, well, that's the ones that we support here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But you know what? Talk about small businesses. The Nashville Fairgrounds is still a small business, and it's time to go racing. This is your 6 Rings Racing starting lineup. Starting on the front row here tonight, it's going to be the driver of the American Tire Distributor, number 54 of Rex Hoyle. Starting alongside him, it's the Empire Racing, number 18 of A.J. Hamill. Starting third here tonight, out of the Racing School, this is the 33 of Mike Taschereau. Starting in the 4th position, it's the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, number 41 of Bob Higgins. It'll be Smitty in the 46 here tonight, that is Justin Smith. Starting 5th. Starting 6th, the driver out of Virginia, driving the 51, this is DJ Anderson. Starting in the 7th position, it's going to be the 37 NY of Brian Robinson. Starting in the 8th position, driving car number 8 out of the racing school also, it's the Storm Magnet. It's going to be Dan Butler. Starting in 9th, driving the Strano Brothers Racing number 3, this is Tony Strano. And starting 10th, he finished 3rd last week. It's the 45 of Tim Williams. Starting 11th here tonight, it's the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. Dalton Williamson in the Rev eSports number 1 will go 12th on the starting lineup. Going 13th to be the driver out of Canada, it's the 42 of Max Terriot, the 11 of Sean Single, and 14th. 15th will go to the Empire Racing number 20 of Justin McDuff. Joshua Buckley in the DraftTop.com number 2. Checkered Flag Auto Supply entry will go 16th on the starting lineup. It's the Commander. It's going to be the 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr. going off 17th. Rob Higgins in the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40 goes 18th. Kenneth Younts in the 85, the underfunded motorsports racer, goes 19th. Brian Bianchi, the Culpeppers entry car number 14 tonight, goes 20th. 21st starting position, it's the 43 of Joe Strano out of the Green Tree Forest Supply entry. Green Forest Tree Supply entry, in the 43. Starting 22nd tonight will be Aiden Alvecchione in the 271. He's 22nd. 23rd will be Johnny Bell. 24th, the Colin Phillips. Terry Newmaster in the 72 goes 25th. 26th, the Rob Jenkins, James Skelton, and Rob Haynes. That's your starting lineup here tonight. As all the cars, you hear them, they're on the speedway. Green flag in the air here tonight for the Rev eSports 100. Great start by Rex Hoyle. He'll lead us down into turn number 1 as everybody is chasing him. A great run by A.J. Hamill to the outside down the back straightaway. One of them going to go around. The caution lights are going to come on. Not even going to get a lap in here tonight before the caution lights come on. I believe that's the 37NY of Brian Robinson, who has turned it around out of turn number 2. Caution lights coming back on immediately here tonight. We will get credited with 1 lap, so that will go to Rex Hoyle. But Brian Robinson, something happened to him down there off of turn number 2 tonight. Let's take a look back at the driver out of New York and see what happened to the 37. See if we can find a good angle here. You see that red and black machine, the red rims down to the inside is modified. Oh, he gets a nice bump there from the 45 of Tim Williams, and then he's going to nose it right into the wall. A little bit of a Nerf bar bump puts the 37NY down onto the apron here, and that's what turns him around. Right on board with our mechanics advisor onboard camera footage. There you heard the bump. You see him down below that yellow line, and then noses it right in. Good thing that bar's out there in front of that 37NY. Could have possibly just saved a little bit of damage for Brian Robinson. So Brian Robinson going to have to now tag the back of the field and see if he can get working. It does look like that bar is just pushed up just a little bit on that 37NY. He hit it dead center when he went down into the wall. So he'll have to start out back now for a driver that was scheduled to start inside the top 10 tonight. Now going to have to start from the 28th position. It's not where you want to be. Keep an eye on Robinson here tonight to see if he can work his way back up through. Looks like Tim Williams will go to the back of the field. 45 is dropping to the back, so he will take the end-of-line penalty here from the start, so he'll now join the back of the field. It is Rex Hoyle, A.J. Hamill, Mike Taschereau, and Bob Higgins. Nothing has changed inside the top 4. That's exactly the way these drivers took the green flag. That's how they were lined up. And how they lined things up here with the red light series here on Thursday night is we no longer do qualifying. A lot of series is going to allow 2 drivers to go out and lay down their 2 fastest laps of the evening, and that's how we're going to line them up and send them off. Well, not here on Thursday night. What we do is we take the top 12 from last week's finishing order and we invert those top 12. And then after that, from 13th on back to the rest of the field, we slot them in by virtue of their point standings. So Max Terriot did not finish inside the top 12 last night, so he started 13th here, along with Sean Single, who was inside the top 5 in the championship standings, so he was actually the 14th driver on the grid. This time, out of turn number 4, we're going to let them sing here once again tonight at Nashville. The green flag back into the air. A.J. Hamill going to lead us down the back straightaway this time. Going to spin it around towards the back of the field. Caution lights going to come right back on. Still haven't been able to get across the start-finish line here tonight. This one looks like it's the driver out of Virginia. It's the Jenkins Construction number 89 of Rob Jenkins. He has spun his modified around here tonight out of turn number 2. Go back here just a couple of moments when the truck says they have it queued up and see what we can find out from Rob Jenkins. Second caution flag of the evening out, and this is what it is on the restart. Watch to the inside there. That white number 89 car holds the bottom of the speedway. Oh, he gets down there below the line, too, and he's going to lose it. Going to be a solo car spin here to bring out caution flag number 2 of the evening. Watch it back here for Jenkins. Just gets down there. Those left side tires get him down on the apron. Of course, we have no heat in the tires here tonight yet. So Jenkins will have to tag the back of the field with that Jenkins construction. Number 89. So now A.J. Hamill will be showed as our race leader. Of course, Mr. Confusion came in this season as a rookie here with the SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. And right off the top there at the Oxford's Plains Speedway was able to take the race lead with 32 laps to go and did not give it back. His finishes this season as a rookie bring him to sitting second in the championship standings. He finished first at the Oxford Plains Speedway. He finished 5th at Thompson for the second race of the season. Race number 3, we headed out to the Las Vegas Bull Ring where AJ was able to actually come home in P number 3. Then we headed to Phoenix, which was a little bit of a weird race for AJ because, well, he got the lead 21 laps, but it's a track that he was not very familiar with as he never took the SK Modified there, and he was able to finish 11th. So A.J. Hamill will lead us back here in the Arts Barber Shop number 18VT, 18NY entry, and just 18. He has 3 different numbers on this Arts Barber Shop Ford Performance entry, the Empire Racing driver. We're at 10 laps out of the 100 laps here completed tonight when we go racing. Hamill, Hoyle, Higgins. It's the 3 H's, the front 3 spots. Here comes the 51 of DJ Anderson. Here comes the number 41 of Bob Higgins. He'll be peeking to the inside of the 54 of Rex Hoyle. Not going to make anything happen as Hoyle was actually able to hold off that challenge there for the 41 of Bob Higgins. Higgins still holding the bottom side of the speedway here, trying to get his number 41 wound up. As to the outside of him, it's the man that's right down the road. It's going to be the 33 of Mike Taschereau. He works the outside of the speedway. This is the battle for the 3rd position here. Lap number 12, down into turn 3 they go, and the 41 of Bob Higgins slides up the speedway just a little bit. Taschereau is doing exactly what he needs to do here tonight, and that's just hold the bottom side of the speedway. Right on board here, this is your 5th place driver, DJ Anderson. Taschereau will actually get that 41 to give way, and now it will be Taschereau running in P number 3. Here comes the 51 of DJ Anderson. He will look to the inside here on Bob Higgins down the straightaway into turn number 1. Higgins holds a steady wheel in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply 41. DJ going to give him a little bump out of the corner, try to get him a little bit loose. Everybody behind him, single file as you're watching the best battle on the speedway. Anderson now has the advantage as he works the inside. Right behind him, that's the 46 of Justin Smith, the rookie in the 46 machine. There's the 3 of Tony Strano. Also, a little bit of a wobble there for the 41. Higgins going to go into the outside wall. The 41 of Bob Higgins, running inside the top 5 at the time, came out of the corner and just scraped the outside wall in turn number 2. The bumps really upset that Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 41, and now he's going to have to rebound here. Here comes the Storm Magnet, Mr. Dan Butler, working to the inside. Butler messaged me after last week's race and said, man, I'm getting good, aren't I? Well, we're going to see it here tonight. If Dan Butler can live up to the hype. Right now, he has dropped 3 positions, but he's trying to pick another one up. Right behind him, it's the old Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes of Joshua Buckley in the number 2 modified. As just ahead of that, moving up through the field, has the biggest movement of the race so far. It's the Empire Racing Stables, number 20. out of Hudson Falls, New York. This is Justin Smith, and that Empire Race team bringing some very fast modifieds as of late here to the iRacing.com platform. But right now, Justin McDuff is running there in P number 7. Sean Single's going to pick up the spot right behind him. He'll pick up P number 8 as he had around the 3 of Tony Strano. Strano on the outside, falling backwards. Bob Higgins, who was started up front, has already dropped all the way back. Maybe he's got some right front camber issue built up in that number 41, because he has fallen all the way back to the 15th running position. One of them going to smoke the outside wall. That's going to be the 85. Kenneth Younts has gone around here, and it's going to collect a couple of them. There is Jenkins. Jenkins involved. Terry Newmaster also going to get involved in this little 3-car pileup on the back straightaway here on lap number 20. 9 laps of green flag racing, and now we have our 3rd caution flag here this evening here at the Nashville Fairgrounds for the Rev eSports 100 tonight for the checkered flag all display SK modified series. You see a couple of them down pit road, and it looks like Terry Newmaster may have some serious damage to that machine. Well, let's watch this back, because we're going to have to dissect this one. Watch the 85 of Kenneth Younts. Will come off the corner. He'll bounce it off the outside wall. And as he goes to try and keep it there, the car hooks it dead left. And unfortunately, a couple cars pile in there. There you see the 72 down to the inside of Terry Newmaster. There was, I think it's going to be Rob Haynes also involved in the number 25 car. I think he got a little piece of this. Right on board here with Terry Newmaster. Terry's on the hooks there, and unfortunately it's not going to be enough as he gets wrapped up in that wreck. So it's Younts, Newmaster, Jenkins. Jenkins in the Jenkins Construction entry. He took a little bit of a spin earlier on in this race. And that is the 25, the JL Audio number 25, the California driver involved. See Rob pull it directly into pit road, and I think there's one other car that was wrapped up in this. Let's see if we can ride it back. And right on board. This is actually with Colin Phillip. Oh, he almost cleared him. He's going to get that right front involved. That's a big component to these SK Modifieds. You don't want to tweak those A-arms. See, Colin Phillip is down on pit road with that carbon solution. So a rough one here for the driver of the 53. He'll be down on pit road. He's got some damage. The Minnesota driver making his rookie campaign here. He's down with Terry Newmaster on pit road. It looks like one driver had some issues, and I believe that's going to be the 42 of Max Terriot. He is showing a handful of laps down to the race leaders in the 42. So Max having some problems off the jump. He's being scored back into the 28th position. There you see the driver of that 42. 6 laps off the race pace. Lights on the iRacing.com pace car are off. That means Mr. Confusion going to bring us back with the wily veteran of Rex Hoyle to his outside. It's the newcomer of Mike Taschereau. He was on a limited schedule last season with the SK Modified division. This season making it a full season with that 33 Racing School entry. Back up through the gearbox we come here tonight. 24 laps in the books. Working lap 25. A.J. Hamill going to scoot off the bottom here, and he will lead them out of turn number 2. Joshua Buckley getting a little bit of a push back there by the 43 of Joe Strano. They are able to figure that one out as Strano's going to actually just push him down into corner number 3 to the inside there. That's the Racing School number 8 of Dan Butler. Buckley's going to clear Butler. He'll slam the door on him. Those two drivers, short track drivers, going back years and years together here on the iRacing.com platform. They tied one time in the Super Late Model Series for the championship. And it all came down to, I believe it was how many top 5s each driver had throughout the season. So it came down right to the wire. Right now, Buckley has the upper hand as he is running now into the 11th position. James Skelton real close to the outside wall in his Slim Jim 86. He is fresh off a championship in the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing on Monday night. If you missed that great race by James Skelton, make sure you go back and watch that. He picks up a bit of a championship. He puts that in his belt buckle, and he started out back here tonight trying to work his way through the field. Right now he's picked up, that's the 11th spot there. As he, a little contact with the 41. Higgins going to try and save it. Bianchi's going to roll out of it. He's going to allow the 41 to gather it up. There goes the 45 of Tim Williams. He'll jet to the outside. Nothing's happened out front, though, because it's still A.J. Hamill. There's the 18NY. He's coming up on a slower car. I believe that's going to be possibly the number 27 of Johnny Bell right now. It looks like Johnny Bell might be a little bit off the race pacer. Actually, I'm being told that is actually Terry Newmaster. So Newmaster back out onto the speedway. Driver from Arkansas. Rookie this season here with the SK Modifieds. Rough one for him. His teammate, of course, Rob Haynes down on pit road, also trying to get as much damage fixed to those modifieds as that modified as he can. On board with our Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Onboard camera footage here. Watch right behind them, though. Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois has started to make a little ground up here. He's going to the inside of the racing school. Number 33 of Tashiro, who held down that top 3 spot here for quite a while. Now he's under pressure, though, by the driver out of Illinois. Carbon Junction entry. Working the inside. One-time series champion here for Brian Hacker. Right behind him, he's got, well, it's his best friend, the number 11 of Sean Single. Still hasn't been able to clear that 33. Tashiro hanging strong to the outside. There you see Newmaster down to the inside of the speedway, allowing the race leaders to get all by. Work them down into 3 and 4 once again. Aiden Alvecchio down on pit road. It looks like he's trying to bring his 271 back out onto the speedway. The 72, though, a Newmaster going to hold the bottom side. It looks like right now, DJ Anderson going to try and take it 3 wide. Tashiro was already there in the 33. They make a little contact. They're going to go 3 wide anyway down here. There's just nowhere for the 51 of DJ Anderson to go right now because the 72 of Newmaster is holding his line down to the bottom side of the speedway. Tashiro tried to use him as a pick, but just was not able to get around. Oh, Anderson down onto that apron. You don't want to be down there. We've seen 2 cars go around already. A little contact as Justin McDuff was working the outside of the speedway of the 51 of DJ Anderson. Anderson going to stay down low here at the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. Empire Racing Stables number 20 of Justin McDuff will work the outside of the speedway, and he will actually pick up position number 6 there from DJ Anderson. Anderson going to drop 1 spot there after he was trying to get around the 33 of Mike Tashiro. Tashiro still holding down position number 5. Dalton Williamson now battling with his BK Paints. McConey Setup Shop Platinum RV and Services number 1, the driver out of the Rev eSports Stables. We got to thank Dalton Williamson and the whole crew tonight for sponsoring this race here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Wasn't quite sure what kind of car they were going to have, but they said, you know what, we love this so much, let's slap our name up on this one. We got to thank them. We salute them for all the support here with the SK Modified Series. As you see the 51 of Anderson once again down there flirting with the yellow line on the inside of the speedway. They have all now caught that 33 of Mike Tashiro. Duff man working the bottom side of the speedway. Can he make that pass here and then start to reel back in Sean Single and Brian Hacker? This time by will be 10 laps away from halfway. 10 laps and A.J. Hamill still the race leader. Justin McDuff still working the inside. It looked like the 51 of DJ Anderson wanted to go 3 wide there for a second, but he saw that the 20 of McDuff had the run. He let him go on by. Josh Buckley looking to pick up another one here as he works the inside of the number 3 of Tony Strano down the straightaway. That is the 46, though. Creeping inside the top 10 here tonight. Started up into the 5th position and has dropped a little bit. He dropped out of the top 10 immediately, and now he's trying to work his way back inside, and he has. He has now picked up the 9th position. Joshua Buckley has picked up P number 10 as he now got around the Tony Strano entry. There's the Joe Strano entry at 43. Marine Forest Tree Supply number 43, trying to get it done here tonight. one-time series winner back at the Phoenix International Raceway last season, picking up his first ever win. Boy, talk about the driver that has come from the back and is now running, well, just outside the top 10. That 86 of James Skelton hot the trot here tonight. Battles all over the speedway here now that we started to get some heat in the tires. Oh, the 45 of Tim Williams. Gonna bang Nerf bars with the checkered flag auto supply number 40 of Higgins. Higgins works the inside of the speedway with that number 40. Driver out of Massachusetts got, well, his counterpart, Ryan Bianchi, right there. And right behind them, Daniel Tobin. Oh, one of them into the wall. The 45, Tim Williams, is into the wall. The 37 NY of Brian Robinson has gone around. Tim Williams sideways off of turn number 2. It looks like Johnny Bell may be involved in this one also. There you see the driver out of Pittsburgh rolling away with his number 27. See the Nerf bars on the front of that car. Bent up a little bit. Watch the 45 of Tim Williams come off the corner. Into the outside wall, and when he comes back down, it rockets him dead left. Nowhere for the 37 to go. As Robinson hard into the outside wall, and Johnny Bell also getting a piece of this. Right on board with Johnny Bell. Oh, nowhere for Bell to go. He gets it 3 times, technically. He bounces it off the driver of the 37 NY. Then he gets Tim Williams, and then he gets the inside wall. Not how you want to have your night here at the halfway point, but still another 50 laps to go here to try and work his way in. And something happened to Alvecchio, the number 271. What happened to him? It looks like he just comes to a stop down here in 3 and 4. As the caution lights had come on. So nothing wrong with Alvecchio as he's just going to re-grasp himself. It looks like he should be in a lucky dog position possibly here. It's either going to be the 271 or it's going to be Max Terrill in the 42. We're get some clarification from the tower here tonight and see who got that lucky dog, but we're just about halfway home in this one, 2 laps away from halfway. Since we're closing in on the halfway point here, race fans, we got to thank you. It's the Halfway Race Fan Appreciation right here. Well, we got to thank you, race fans, for tuning in here tonight to watch the Checkered Flag Auto Supply right here from the Nashville Fairgrounds for the Rev eSports 100. If you're a new watcher here and watching the Red Light Racing Series, well, we welcome you. And since you're here, you like racing? So do we. We bring you 7 days a week racing action here from the iRacing.com platform. We bring you everything from right here with the SK Modifieds all the way to dirt street stocks, to dirt modified racing, some IndyCar racing. You like super late models? Well, we have that too. How about a little 3-tier of NASCAR series? Well, we got all that. 1987 Winston Cup cars. Oh yeah, we bring you the racing action. Everything from dirt tracks, short tracks, to super speedways, and we may even make those right-hand turns in between. Tried to get these SK Modified drivers to go make some right-hand turns. Hopefully that can happen soon. I know, of course, it's very busy. They want me to compete in that race, but sometimes we just get stuck up here too many days a week into the old virtual studios, and we just can't get out there onto the racetrack. Well, race fans, if it's your first time tuning in here, we appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead, hit the bell, hit the little subscribe button, get any of the notifications and all the notifications anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Remember, 7 days a week of racing action. If you can't find something to enjoy here on the network, well, you must not be a race fan. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight, as we're going to go back racing. It'll be the 18, Mr. Confusion on the front row. The Wiley veteran right alongside him. It'll be the 11 of Hacker and the 11 of Sean Single in row number 2. Williamson and McDuff round out the 3rd row. As the green flag is up, we're racing once again. A.J. Hamill with a great start down to the inside lane. Will he be able to clear the American Tire Distributor number 54? Rex Hoyle, will he be able to do it? Well, let's see. Out of turn number 2, they come storming down the back straightaway. It will be the 18 VT and Y of A.J. Hamill with the race lead. As Hamill has the race lead, here comes his newly acquired teammate. It's Brian Hacker. It's the Big Daddy. He'll work the inside of the speedway, and now he should be able to pick up P number 2. But here comes Rex Hoyle. He'll hold the momentum. Hold that momentum to the outside. Dalton Williamson right there also. This is all happening inside the top positions here, as that's just behind them. I believe that's the 94. Caution lights onto the speedway. Caution. Is it the 25 of Rob Haynes, possibly the driver out of California? The Santa Clara, California driver. A JL Audio entry. We'll have to see what happened to Rob Haynes here in a little bit. And, well, the truck says they already have it. Let's check it out. He was down on pit road. Oh, we went to stop down on the apron as all the race leaders were coming on by, as Rob didn't want to go up into traffic, and unfortunately the yellow lights are going to be flicked on the speedway. They thought the car had stalled down there in turns 1 and 2, and so that's what brings the caution out. So we had talked in the last couple of weeks about a lot of the drivers here in the SK Modified Series heading to, well, the Thompson Speedway. That's right, that's the home of the racing school. Do you want to get behind the wheel? Do you just want to ride along at one of the most historic, one of the oldest short tracks in America? Well, we have a solution for you race fans. Hit up theracing.school.net. You can get, well, in their 2-seater modified. You can get in their 2-seater truck. How about an old NASCAR Winston Cup machine? Yes, they have one of them up there at the Thompson Speedway. How about a late model? Yes, you can live out your dream and be a short track star. Get pictures, videos, and spend the day at the Thompson Speedway. All you got to do is go over to theracing.school.net. And I heard a little birdie told me this weekend, if you show up to the Thompson Speedway, well, you can get behind, or at least get in the seat of one of those cars up there. Of course, contact Mike Taschereau, contact theracing.school.net, or contact Joshua Buckley to find out more information on the event being held this weekend at the Thompson Speedway. I know we were wishing we were going to be able to attend the Thompson Speedway. Unfortunately, it's, well, work schedule just not going to allow it. They are sending me close to that area. Tomorrow they're going to be sending me for training just outside of New York City. So I think I'll only be like possibly 2 hours or something from the Thompson Speedway. I think it's about 4.5 here from the studio, and New York being 2 hours. I'm going just a little north of the city. Just a little too far. I don't think work's going to pay for that travel expense to the racing school. We wish it would, right? So we wish all the drivers and the families and everybody that's headed up to the racing school this week good luck, and we hope they have a lot of fun. I did see some snow possibly in the forecast for tomorrow, but I heard Saturday is supposed to be about 53 degrees, and a little bit of sun also might be peeking through the clouds. So good luck to Mike, Dan, and the whole rest of the gang. I know Josh Buckley is going. I think I heard Daniel Tobin's going to be in attendance, and Brian Bianchi. I believe there's a handful of other drivers. Sean Single, I heard, was on that list. And Ryan O'Danny's also coming all the way from Canton, Michigan to attend the racing school. Says I get the races here on iRacing. Let's see if it's similar. Green flag about to come back out. A.J. Hamill, Brian Hacker, the front row. They're doing the dance, the jig down into turn number 1. It's the confusion, and it's the wild child of Hacker. Wild child to the outside of the confused man, down to the inside of the speedway. Oh, they touch Nerf bars. The two teammates going to touch. A.J. Hamill's going to have to give up the race lead here, as now Brian Hacker, the Big Daddy driver, takes the race lead, and he is leading at the stripe. Hacker in the 11 Illinois leads his first laps here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Talked about DJ Anderson at one point being right up here with the front runners. Well, that 51 of DJ Anderson has fallen back a little bit. The reason being, oh, one of them up the speedway. That's the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. The youngster out of Tampa, Florida, is riding the high line around. Something has got to be wrong with the number 1. Looks like Dalton Williamson maybe has gotten into the outside wall, and the right front of that car is caved in a little bit. He's going to work the inside here underneath Jenkins, see if he can make that pass. It looks like that BK Paints Platinum RV Services entry looks like it may have gotten back up to speed here for the time being. We'll keep an eye on number 1 of Dalton Williamson. But boy, we were talking about the 51 of DJ Anderson. He came to pit road. DJ Anderson came down to lap number 47 under the caution flag and was able to put a couple tires on that 51. So he's a little bit behind the 8 ball, but he's trying to work back up to the front. A couple drivers just ahead of him that did also come down pit road. That's Bob Higgins that you see right there in the 41. Checkered flag auto supply driver. He is currently sitting 12th. He put 2 tires on that 41 and being told down on pit road. James Skelton also came for 2 tires, and so did DJ Anderson and Tony Strano. So there's a handful of drivers that are just outside the top 10 right now with fresh tires, but under 40 laps to go here tonight. Dan Butler, not one of those drivers that have the fresh tires, but he's back 2 spots from where he started here tonight, following the number 40 of Higgins. Rob Higgins going to get to actually meet Dan Butler this weekend. So not only are they going to take the feud here from the Nashville Fairgrounds, as here comes Butler, dodging to the inside. They'll be able to take it to the Thompson Speedway right here from Nashville to Thompson in the real world side of things. Brian Hacker, though, still out front here leading tonight. So Brian Hacker leads. We're close in on 30 laps to go. It's Hacker, it's Hamill, it's Hoyle. 3 drivers that have probably numerous, we're talking starts between these 3 drivers just together, just these 3 drivers. I think it totals about 78 starts on short tracks across the iRacing.com platform. And when you think about that, that's a lot of starts to start together. And we're not just talking SK Modifieds. These drivers all battled in super late models together. And of course, late model stocks also here on iRacing. And I believe they did some street stock racing also together. Hamill, though, says, I don't care how much racing we've done together. I want the race lead back, Mr. Hacker. He's knocking on the back end of the 11 Illinois. 70 laps completed here, working lap number 71 here tonight in the Rev eSports 100 here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, presented tonight by Red Light Racing. And boy, the racing's still heavy back here. Slim Jim, man, he snacked into another one. James Skelton picking up P number 9. That's 18 spots gained. Battle back here. It's the Commander. It's the 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr. One of those Massachusetts drivers. I learned over the last couple of years that, well, I know what a modified is here in Pennsylvania, and we don't consider these cars tonight a modified in Pennsylvania. They're an open wheel modified, but we consider that we are dirt modifieds and other modifieds. I learned from talking to Tobin and all the Massachusetts drivers that these are modifieds to them. Don't argue with them either about it. They are very, they're just going to put their foot down. This is a modified. A dirt modified is not. They don't even know what that is. They don't even have any dirt tracks up north. It's odd for these fans. It's odd to me. Being from Pennsylvania, dirt tracks all around. Asphalt tracks being very limited here in Pennsylvania. Tobin currently still battling here with Higgins. Right now, looks like the Commander, or the 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr., will go ahead and pick up that spot. Brian Hacker with 25 laps to go. Well, he's better pick up the pace because he's still got the Arts Barber shot number 18 of A.J. Hamill breathing down his neck. Because it's Hacker, it's Hamill, it's Hoyle, it's Single. Look at Sean Single. You talk about a driver that, all of a sudden burst onto the scene. Last year picked up a couple wins with the SK Modified Series, was not one of those drivers that thought the short track ranks were of his, or for him. He loved going to watch him up there, up in Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, but boy, he just didn't think he was going to be able to wheel it. One day, he went to the Magic Mile here on iRacing, and something just clicked, and he started rattling off wins. James Skelton says, iRacing to me has been one of his best dreams, and a goal was to win a championship with the Scrambler Series, and he put 2 check marks next to that one, and now he's trying to wheel and deal his way into a championship here in the SK Modified division. He'll work to the inside, sideways for the 46 of Justin Smith. He'll pick up position number 7 now to Skelton. That'll be position 20 gained here tonight. Joe Strano was sideways off of turn number 2, but he wheel and dealed that 43 back into running straight somehow. He was in a 4-wheel slide in the 43, and look at the 51 of DJ Anderson. Those fresh tires just have not been able to really come to life. It's right about where he was running when he came down pit road was DJ Anderson, so that Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry just not getting enough sugar. Oh, one of them into the outside wall inside the top 3. That was the 54 of the American Tire Distributor, 54 of Rex Hoyle. He just slapped the outside wall out of turn number 2. We've seen a lot of these cars getting loose out of turn number 2. He actually falls back off the Arts Barbershop entry just by a little bit. Call about a car length now separates position 2 and 3. Hamill and Hacker right now still running 1 and 2 on the speedway. Here comes AJ, look to the inside out of 4. Not going to have anything down the straightaway though. 18 laps to go. It's the 11 Illinois. It's the 18 VTNY of AJ Hamill. Then it's the 54 of Hoyle and the 11 of Single. Your top 4. That's a breakaway right there. Then you got a little bit of a gap. Call it about a half a second. Caution light's going to come out. Caution lights out on the speedway. Granny hips. Lost a ball on the bottom of the walker. That tennis ball is dribbling down the back straightaway. 17 laps to go, and the 6th caution flag going to come out here, and it looks like everybody a little confused on where they're lining up here. All having to wait on the iRacing.com pace car. Take the look back and find out what happened to Joshua Buckley. He's to the outside of the Commander. He rides high a little bit into the marbles. No, the Commander going to feed him the right bar. The right rear bar, and around goes the 2. Looks like 42 of Max Terriot was also involved in that. Watch it again. Slide up just a little bit. Buckley going to go in there, and Terriot and Bob Higgins just wrong place, wrong time. Right on boards here with Higgins. Hard impact. Right on board with Buckley here from the right front. You can tell that right front got shortened up, and he put his foot back in it. He was in it to win it. Nerf bars on the right side of that car are tore up. Those will have to get replaced after this race. But I know where he can go. The Checker Flag Auto Supply can get Joshua Buckley a brand new set of Nerf bars for that number 2. You see him down on pit road right now. His crew is going to go to work, his virtual crew. They all have granny hips also. They have to get out of their walkers and use their canes. And that team's just a mess down there. They're scrambling on pit road, trust me. You can't see it, but they are. This is your race leader, though. The driver out of Huntley, Illinois. Sean Single for President sponsored. Carbon Junction of Brian Hacker. He'll be your race leader. And the question being, how many laps will we have when we go back racing? Will it be 13 when we come across the line here? And we'll probably get another 2 laps. So call it about 11 laps unless the lights go out here. And there they do. So we actually will get 12 laps on the docket yet here tonight. So with 12 laps to go, it'll be Brian Hacker starting on the inside. It'll be the 18 of A.J. Hamill to the outside. The 45, Rex Hoyle will start inside row number 2 with Sean Single to the outside of row number 2. Couple drivers out of this event here tonight. Kenneth Younts will be credited with 28th, Colin Philp with 27th. Looks like Brian Robinson in 26th, Tim Williams in 25th. Those drivers all out of tonight's event. 18 cars on the lead lap. 12 laps, here we go. Out of turn 2, it'll be Brian Hacker leading him down the back straightaway. Here he comes. Not by much. A.J. Hamill still trying to get down to the inside. He has an opening here if he wants to get down to the bottom, and he actually will fall back in line at P number 2. So it'll be Brian Hacker, A.J. Hamill in the battle for that third position. Sean Single, the president, to the outside. Can the Prez get it done? Boyle still holding the bottom side of the speedway. The outside works for just a little bit on the restarts. And then it seems like it starts to fall back off, and that's exactly where Sean Single is. It's falling off on the top side. Hacker, Hamill, Hoyle, out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway they come. Lap number 90 about to go in the books here. One driver out ahead of the race leaders. That's going to be the 37NY of Brian Robinson. Your race leaders will have to get around that 37NY. Front 2 have started to break away, though. Hoyle finally controls P number 2 down the back straightaway. As he controls that, don't look now, top 5, because here comes the 86 of James Skelton. He just got around Mike Tashrow in the 33. There you see the 46 of Justin Smith. He's been inside the top 10 pretty much all night long. Side-by-side battle behind them, though. That is the number 40 and the number 1. So that's the 40 of Higgins. That's the 1 of Williamson going around the 43 of Joe Strano. Strano stuck to the outside there with that Green Forest resupply entry. So this battle's back here for the 10th position, and out front, they're just trying to run away with it right now. Big old Hack Daddy gets 6 laps to go. Started in 10th here tonight and worked his way up with just under 20 laps to go. Took the race lead away from A.J. Hamill on a restart. Now this time by, it's the Hi, how are you? 5 laps to go. Flag man waving, 5 fingers in the air here tonight. 5 to go. Here tonight in Nashville. Check it out, the onboard coverage here tonight by Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe. Onboard camera. Mr. Confusion trying to figure out a way, and he's probably confused on right now about what that is out in front of him. As the 37 and Wyatt Robinson's going to go down to the bottom side of the speedway. He'll let the race leaders go right on by. He wanted nothing to do with that. 3 laps to go for Hacker. 3 laps to go, and everybody single file. Tashrow going to peek out of the line. That's just going to protect himself there from Justin Smith. Of course, Justin Smith running those, what we call modifieds in New York. Out here with one of these open wheel modifieds tonight. Popsicle sticks. 2 to go here for Brian Hacker. Can he do it? Can the one-time champion come to victory lane? This season, it's either been a top 6 or a terrible finish for Brian Hacker. Tonight, he's looking to park it in victory lane. Last week was second. 1 lap to go. Presented by Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe. So it's the final trip around the speedway here for Brian Hacker. He's opened up about a car length and a half over A.J. Hamill. This time out of turn number 4. Brian Hacker gonna win in Nashville. So it's Hacker, it's Hamill, it's Hoyle. Your top 3. Sean Single, Justin McDuff, James Skelton, Mike Tashrow, Justin Smith, DJ Anderson, and Rob Higgins rounding out your top 10 car field here tonight. Big old Hack Daddy going to victory lane. It's the Wild Child. So with Brian Hacker going to victory lane, it'll be his first win on the season. That'll notch another win into his books here with the Modified Series. Congratulations to Brian Hacker. Congratulations to AJ Hamill and Rex Hoyle. You're going to get a word in with them here in just a little bit, but Hacker going to go ahead and he's going to show us race fans that he appreciates all of us. He's going to burn them down here tonight in Nashville for the Rev eSports 100. As he celebrates, we're going to take a quick pause. We'll be back here with your post-race interviews with AJ Hamill and Brian Hacker in just a moment. You see them down there nose to nose. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Nashville Fairgrounds. 100 laps tonight was on the docket for the Rev eSports 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, and boy, what a race they put on. It was a little slow going, but we got the 100 laps in here tonight, and we got your post-race show coming up right now. Let's head down trackside to hear from the winner after 100 laps here tonight. It is Brian Hacker. Hacker, you come from 10th here tonight to park that number 11 Illinois in Victory Lane. How was the traffic out there at this wild, bumpy Nashville Fairgrounds?
Yeah, this is not my best track. Definitely not my best track. It was pretty wild. It was pretty hairy at times, but once we got up front, I was just trying to hold on for dear life. I know my tires weren't nearly as good as the guys behind me, so fortunate we were able to pull this one out, and happy we were to maybe get back in the points.
Yeah, you started off rough this season, 21st back at Oxford, a 6th at Thompson, which was a great rebound. Then you fell back outside the top 10 at the Bull Ring, and 2nd last week at Phoenix. But this win here tonight wasn't easy. Started 10th, came through the field. You really had to battle there with Sean Single, Rex Hoyle, and especially AJ Hamill. Tell us about that final restart of the night there, and Hamill just pounding on the back bars of this car.
Yeah, I was a little nervous. I was able to get around him on the outside. I don't know, we made a little contact on the back straightaway. I'm not sure what happened. I feel bad for that if it was on me. I'm glad we were able to keep it straight, but I was definitely nervous. I didn't know if I wanted to go low or high on that final restart. I think he had better equipment than I did at the end of the night there, and was just trying to hold it on that bottom line. So if he was going to get around me, it was going to be up top. But overall, it was a good night for myself. It was a good night for AJ and Justin and the rest of the guys. We had a pretty good run.
So a good run here tonight, and well, we're gonna have to roll the red carpet out. We haven't done it for you this season here, Hacker. So the red carpet is out. The microphone becomes yours. Who's on the side of this 11 Illinois that you got to thank tonight here at Nashville?
Yeah, it's about time we kind of shook the monkey off our back. We've had up and down luck, but thanks to first and foremost to the Empire Racing team for bringing me on board and letting me run with them. It's a good group of guys, really fast group of guys, competitive group of guys, and happy to be part of it and bring home the first checkered flag with the new team. Carbon Junction on the side of the car, as always. Colin Phillip had a pretty rough night. One of the founders of Carbon Junction, so feel bad for him, but thanks to them for always supporting us. Narrative Coffee, Pathfinder Chassis, you for doing this, Roger, and hopefully we can turn around and maybe double up our winnings tonight.
Well, there you hear it from the driver out of Huntley, Illinois. It'll be Brian Hacker going to Victory Lane here, and he's got a race he's got to go catch. So good luck to him in his next race, as well, he'll be back on the air here in just a little bit, going for 2 tonight. Hacker wins here tonight in Nashville, and coming home in second, it's the man that's just behind him that crosses the line. And man, AJ, I know you're confused once again on where you're at, but tell us from your point of view here tonight as you led a lot of this race.
Yeah, those restarts were confusing. It looked like the top side would roll sometimes, or not roll, but just get a better run down the straight. That's how I ended up getting around Rex. And then sometimes the bottom was better. Maybe it depended where we were on the surface when the flag dropped. I don't know, but that's not the first time that Brian's beat me on a restart, and it probably won't be the last. So what are you going to do? I tried to save tires while I was out in front leading, and I guess I just got beat, but at least it was by my teammate.
So now here tonight, though, with a great run here, I mean, did you have anything for Hacker here at the end?
I could get to his bumper, probably draft related. I don't know if I was that much better or it was him mirror driving, but equal enough that I never. There's maybe one time I could have poked my nose in, but it wouldn't have been a smart thing to do. So unless he was gonna make a mistake, there wasn't much I was gonna do with him.
So now you came in second in the championship standings in the 42 of Max Terrell, having some issues here. So as we leave the Nashville Fairgrounds, you, AJ, will take over the points lead here. How does it feel when we head to, well, where are we going? I don't even know. Do you know the schedule?
Nope. I know we got a week off. That's all I know.
Well, that's because I'll be down in Bristol. Of course we need a week off. Let's see if we can pull that up. We're actually going to be headed to Stafford in 2 weeks' time. How do you feel coming back north?
I like Stafford and other cars. I have to get out there and turn some laps in the SK. I don't see any reason not to. It's another bottom feeder track as far as I know. So I guess we'll start about 11th, depending who shows up, and see how it goes. Try to keep it in one piece. Really good points night, as you were referring to. It takes a sting out of getting beat on the restart, but I see trouble for the one in the 42, and Sean's right there, though. He's sticking with us and wants the drops. And Brian and Justin stick in some more finishes. I think we're going to have us a 3, 4, 5-man battle at the top of the standings.
Yeah, it's going to be a bar fight at the top of this one, that is for sure. But AJ, another great run here at Nashville, who made this all possible, wrenching on this 18 VT NY18 this week.
Thank the guys at Empire Racing Team. Congrats, Brian, on the win. Justin, 15th to 5. I don't know. He should have started 13th, but anyway, plus 10 for him. It's a nice run, and he's needed it because he had some bad luck the last couple of weeks, so that'll help him out. Who's the sponsors? We got Arts Barbershop, Orca Coolers, SLC, Empty the Tank, Center for Whale Research. I got fans in house tonight, Roger. I got Art of Arts Barbershop 10 feet above me, another room watching on the TV. So once we hang up, I'll go up and we'll post-race celebrate live.
Well, maybe one time, AJ, we can get Art down here behind the wheel. I'm sure he'll park it in Victory Lane. And, well, we thank Art for his continued support. And congratulations to you, AJ. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks.
So there's AJ Hamill tonight, the driver of the Empire Racing Team's number 18. He finishes in P number 2. Third on the podium here tonight, Rex. It was a night where you battled inside the top 5 all evening long. It looked like you made one mistake towards the end of this one when you scraped the outside wall. Is that what kind of put the 54 behind?
Yeah, but we had a fast hot rod tonight. One little mistake like that, running with these guys, could put you a little bit behind. But we were able to hang up there and show what we had and had a good race. It was a lot of fun. I enjoy racing with AJ and Brian and Sean. All those guys who always race clean, have a good time. And man, what can I say? It was just a fast hot rod tonight.
It was a fast hot rod that the group brought here. This is really going to propel you up into the points. It's been a really rough start to this season here. We're always used to seeing you in the top 5 all the time, but those first couple races were really rough. What did the team hit on this past week as you came here to Nashville?
Well, we did a lot of practice, and we had an unfortunate incident there at Oxford, and put us behind the 8 ball, and started in the back at Thompson, and got in trouble there quick, and we're back to form now, and we're going to try to keep on rolling and keep on doing some top 5s, grab a win here and there.
So now we head here from Nashville. We head back up north here for a couple of races, Stafford, then we head to New Hampshire. Those are the next 2 races. Do you think you can park the American Tire Distributor 54 in Victory Lane at any of them?
I'm going to do my best. I'll tell you what, I really enjoy the flat tracks, so I'm really looking forward to Stafford and, hanging out down there at Culpeppers and getting some good food and have a good time up there.
Well, that sounds like a great time, but Rex, who made this all possible this past week to put a lot of time in on the 54?
Oh, we always got to thank American Tire Distributors. That's our main go-to guys, and we got Tuxedos by Ted and Geppetto's Pizza. And can't forget about Culpeppers. they keep us full and feeling good.
Well, congratulations to Rex Hoyle as he's now going to go into, well, it looks like he should jump into about the top 10 here after this great finish tonight while he wheels and deals that 54 into P number 3. Congratulations to your top 3 finishers here tonight for their great races. And take a quick look here. This is your unofficial race results leaving the Nashville Fairgrounds. Of course, everything unofficial here tonight in the Rev eSports 100. Everybody has to go across the scales and get checked out before we can officially call it 100% in the books for all these drivers. These drivers next week, though, will have a week off as, the Turn 3 Racing Network studios here are going to be headed down to the Bristol Raceway to watch the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and the Northeast Big Blocks are going to be down there, so we're going to head down to the Bristol Dirt Race. And we'll be back, though, on April the 29th for more racing action. We're going to head to the Stafford Motor Speedway for another 100 laps of SK Modified ground-pounding action. But boy, what can we say? For everybody over at Rev eSports, for everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and everybody that is headed out to the racing school this week, let me first off tell you I'm a little bit jealous, and I hope everybody has a great time. It sounds like a great event that's going to be happening this weekend. If you still want to head to head over to the Thompson Speedway, first head to the racingschool.net or contact Mike Tashro or even the driver of that number 2 out here tonight who finished 21st of Joshua Buckley. They can get you all pointed into the right direction. But until we see you next time, race fans, in 2 weeks' time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, everybody stay safe, and we'll catch you at the races.